Yo, good evening, everybody. It's Monday night, and so it's Airfix and Chill, and we've gathered together to break bread and talk about modelling. I think Alex will be on in a bit. I see that he's linked in somehow, I believe. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be coming in. Nigel will probably be in a bit later. Brett's working tonight, so he's got one more that he's going to be joining us more regular on a Monday night, which is good. We are going to have a look at other people joining us on this chat at some point, preferably with YouTube channels. So just to mix it up a little bit. I think it's October 14th or the 13th. There may not be an Airfix and Chill, so I've got to run up to Keswick to see the family for a week. So there may not be one on that Monday, but as always, we're here. Nice to see you, James, John Alec, and John Parker. And we're going to talk about the Lightning II tonight. We all know that Revell they announced one, but they've done a blog post today, released a blog post. Well, Luke sent it to me a couple of days ago and said, we've got some pictures of the tooling now. So if I jump on to here and go to share screen, hopefully this should be this one here that we share. So you should be seeing this. I'll just put this over here so I can see it as well. This is all in German, but if you just scroll down, you get the original English version. Now, what's to be said? I think every man and his dog now has a Lightning II in their lineup. You can go deep with your Tamiya, your Tallery. Airfix is a starter set. I don't think they do one as a general release.
No.
Did Academy do a Lightning or Trumpeter?
Yes, they do.
They do, right?
Or Hasegawa do, but one of the others do.
So we're left with Revell. And so they've Luke, who has moved, is now at Revell, have released this article basically, and if I can get it bigger, so let me get this bigger a minute. If I can get this bigger, hang on. If I go there, there you go. That's better. That's bigger. Right. He starts off with, oh, by the way, everyone in the chat, any questions, please answer away. Just put question in bold or QQQ so that we can see your questions, or if you've got any opinion, put opinion down. And remember that those who super chat get priority over others. All right, so we get out of the way first. But nice to see you all. I see Dave Malarkey, Julian Hall, the rest of Dominic's in, and I've seen Celtic West. I've seen a lot of them here. So, right, and here we have the original version of the article written by Luke. Hello and welcome to another update from Revell team. We have been busy behind the scenes working on the 2025 product launch and getting ready for Telford, or 6 weeks to go till Telford. But we have a small update before we all get swept up in all the excitement surrounding newly announced products. At the beginning of the year, we announced the new tool 1/72nd scale Lockheed Martin F35 Lightning II. And we've been working hard on the various components required to bring the kit to market. However, before we delve into the update, it's worth discussing that why we chose a tool, a new F35, when it seems every model company is doing the same. Well, yeah, definitely one of them. And then he basically says, when we're selecting products, we often try to avoid subjects that have already been covered by other companies to ensure we maximize our investment. Generally, it does not make sense to tread on each other's toes, but there are certain exceptions because of the demand. So, yeah, I get that. Hi, Alex. Nice to join us. We're just going through the press release or the blog release from Revell. Can you hear a lot of Luke in this? Because this is how Luke used to talk with Airfix.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When we go in, hear him talk, he would discuss this, and I think it goes across all scale model companies. Generally, it doesn't make sense not to show that. He's got a dog barking. Hang on, let me just mute.
Oh, is it Alex?
Is that mute? Yeah, mute John. There you go. We'll just mute him a minute.
Pablo's being a diva.
Yeah, generally it does not make sense to tread on each other's toes, but there are certain exceptions because of demand, whether that be due to their international fame. As he puts in brackets and in commas, not another Spitfire.
Yeah.
So yeah, or widespread uses. Essentially, F35 will be one of the most prevalent fighters around the world, much like the F-16 was, and therefore we need to have it in the range. And a big contributing factor for Revell to bring this out is that they've ordered the A variant to serve with the Luftwaffe for the coming decades. As we know, we are entering a congested market. We try to give our kit the edge by including such features as a pilot figure, pilot ladder, FOD covers. FOD covers. What's FOD stand for again?
Well, the red patches that go in the air and
for an object debris.
Yeah, that's right. FOD covers, the drag chute housing, Lundberg lenses, and a huge array of weaponry. I don't know what a Lundberg lens is. Anyone know?
No.
Well, that's for the aircraft recognition or something, isn't it?
They're the little bits that you put on the aircraft to give it a radar signature.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So
would that be similar to IFF now, Alex?
No, they're just
World War II.
No, they just basically make the aircraft appear bigger on radar. So that's what they have on when they go to air shows and stuff.
Right,
so spies can't give it radar cross section. And
I've got you.
Right, so let's get into details. So there it is. That's a test shot, I believe. Or no, so it's a CAD render with some of the weaponry in front. So yeah, you've got quite a big array there, which you can mix and match depending on what you want to do with the actual thing.
See the red panels in the air intakes there, Moss. That was the FOD covers.
That's the FOD covers. Yeah, sorry. I was trying. I couldn't work out what FOD stood for. So they had the CAD complete, and then the tooling has been worked in China. So they get their tooling done in China for this one. And we'll be showing these parts more in Telford and at model shows. So these are the first test shots of it. Which is no different to any others, really. You know, the main fuselage is in two halves. Yeah. Instead of it being horizontal, it's vertical, isn't it? If you know what I mean.
It's probably the easiest way to mold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it cheaper to mold it like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you did, it's a horizontal, but if you did it vertically, so you got the horizontal.
Yeah. You'd have to start building.
Be quite weak, I guess, wouldn't it?
You'd have to start building location lugs for the wing routes and all sorts of different stuff. It's easier to mold it like that thing.
The seam lines, you just have to sort of deal with them at the front, but otherwise they're all along the the wing profile and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's another part here. They had some issues with the part sticking in the mold. Containing the weapons. That was quickly resolved by our tool shop. So you've got so it looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sprues for this 1/72 scale. But they're going to come with quite a few markings. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 schemes they're coming with.
Lake and Heath bird.
Yeah, that's the one that's based in the UK, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. That was on display at REACT 2024. Yeah. I don't get carried away with the schemes on these Lightnings. They're all grey, aren't they? There's one colour grey and just a few little white symbols, isn't it? I can't get excited about a decal scheme for a Lightning. Does anyone else agree with me on that?
Yeah, I'd go with that. I mean, they're that colour for the stealth properties, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the low observability grey is because our eyes don't pick it out very well. So
Yeah.
you're not going to pick it out very well in a colour that is deliberately designed to be bland.
Yeah. So just having a look here. And the diamond shape on the front fuselage lends itself better to have the join in the horizontal plane. Yeah, I get that out. I do get that. Same as the Raptor. Same as the F22 Raptor. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. They need to be that scheme. No fancy Reichshofen colours mods. I said that right. Yeah, I did say that right.
Richthofen.
Yeah.
Manfred Baron von Richthofen. It's the Red Baron.
Yeah.
So you've got a German jet based on the mock-up display at ILA Berlin 2024. Low vis flags also included with the decal sheet. And then you've got this one here, which is
Dutch.
Royal Netherlands Air Force, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never knew the Netherlands was a principality. They got a king, have they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That crumbs. Yeah.
No, the one for Dutch. He became the one who was when he was a prince. He was a airline pilot,
right,
for KLM, and then obviously he got exceeded the throne, so he couldn't fly his planes anymore.
Right. Somebody just said there, which I thought was quite funny. Where's it to? It is. This made me laugh. It's not a real F35 kit until the ram tape is slagged off. What's the best way of doing it though? Decal or panel line? Recess. It's. It's a real difficult one. But look, they've definitely got the round tape on there, haven't they? You can see it there on the right hand side.
I think the F35 is crying out for Alex to do it in lozenge camo.
Lozenge camo.
No.
Yeah.
I think you should do that up in your Spitfire scheme, Alex. The one you've got planned with model moments. I think that would look quite smart.
There is a frame, Nige. There is a canopy frame. Not shown in that with these photos, but there is a canopy frame apparently.
Yeah, because Nigel suggested it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look there. There's a canopy frame there, top right, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a canopy frame there, top right.
So does that go inside the canopy?
No, the canopy sits on it.
Over the top?
Yeah.
Right, I've got you.
Yeah.
Well, depends how they've moulded it.
So that's like a mask, isn't it? In many ways.
No, it doesn't work like that. See, you can't. If you do that, then I suppose you can, but you can't just really mask it up, I guess.
No, can't you paint that canopy frame and then fit the canopy inside it after it's dry?
Yeah, what I mean is that normally what you would do is just mask it all up, put the canopy down, then spray everything around it, then it gets coloured, and then that's it then, isn't it? That's all you do. On this one, you can't do it then, can you? Because you have to do it after.
Unless you can fit that on as an afterthought.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting though to see it's there.
It's an idea. It was Nigel who came up with the idea.
Was that?
Yeah.
I think that could be the way forward, couldn't it?
Yeah. Nigel had words and said, "Why are you doing it this way for? Why don't you do it that way?" And then, well, that's a good idea. We'll go back and explain it. So he'll be in a minute anyway. He'll come and explain what he said. So you can paint the frame. The canopy is smooth and goes on top afterwards. Yeah, but what I mean is that normally what you do, you mask it all up, then you put it on top, then you spray everything, then the last thing you do is remove the masking. But in theory, you can't do that with this, I guess. I suppose you could.
Yeah, but theoretically, if you paint that frame, you shouldn't really need a mask.
Yeah.
Because
But you always paint. Yeah, but you would paint the frame at the same time as you were painting the actual plane, wouldn't you? When you airbrush it.
It's different because I brush paint.
Oh yeah, you're a heavy stick man, aren't you?
The canopy is the last thing I put on an aircraft. I'll do that after it's been painted, ready for decals. The canopy will go on the top, but it will be pre-painted, and then you just fill up the frame and touch it in.
What I tend to do is mask it all off, glue it down, and then spray the whole plane, and then take the masks off at the end.
Peel the tape off.
Yeah, that's what I tend to do. So, but the question is, I think it's looking good. I think they've got some nice schemes there. They look all right, the schemes.
Yeah, I like the German one.
There's not a lot you can do, to be fair, with them. They don't excite me. There's not like a camouflage version or nothing like that, but and that's the box art for it there, which I thought looked quite tasty, to be fair.
So the box art was good.
Egbert Friedel. So, but they've gone for the what's it called? The digital artwork now, haven't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very nice. But they're going to be at Telford. They're going to show it off at Telford. And that's it, really. Not much more else to say, but that's their blog post on it. No pricing either, what they expect to charge for it.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
The only thing that I was concerned about when things like this, like they're saying, oh yeah, we're going to release it because why 1/72 and not 1/48? Wouldn't they be better off going bigger than going small? Do you know what I mean? I think Airfix have done that a few times, haven't they? They've released big, then they've gone small, haven't they?
A lot of Airfix subjects, they haven't done anything other than 48, have they?
No. Oh, the Define they did in 1/72, and they didn't upscale it. They basically designed a brand new Defiant from the ground up in 1/48.
Yeah, they did. They did the same with the Blenheim as well, didn't they?
Blenheim, yeah.
Yeah. The Dutch have 3 different anniversary tails on their F35s already. They are still in grey, sadly, but it shows potential. Yeah. Well, they're weapons of war, aren't they? It's difficult. Yeah. A lot of like I said, a lot of when we go back to like World War II and stuff, and just after, a lot of it was showboating, wasn't it? They weren't worried about stealth and everything else back in the day. They had big tiger teeth on the front, didn't they, and things like that.
Shark's teeth, yeah.
Shark's
Look
teeth.
at the flying circus that Richthofen had during the war. He wanted people to know he was there.
Yeah. Not shark teeth, tiger teeth, shark teeth. But yeah, yeah. The clear parts will fit on the outside of the frame. Oh, so you put the frame and then you put the clear part on top. That wouldn't work, would it?
I mean, that would make sense because the cross brace is internal on the F35.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
You can see it on that artwork actually, how the canopy is an unbroken.
Oh yeah, I see that now. Yeah.
Oh God, so it is. So you paint the frame and then the canopy over the top.
Yeah.
Academy have the same sort of setup.
Interesting.
I think Tamiya do as well. Actually.
I've never noticed
Yeah,
it before.
Tamiya do.
That's quite interesting.
Tamiya.
There's a man of the hour now.
Hey, Nigel.
Hi, Nigel. Do you think they've taken up your suggestion about that canopy top?
Well, what it was, sorry, I had YouTube on it. What it was, I saw it. What they've done, they've made the canopy frame and then you have the clear part go on top.
Yeah.
So, like you just said, the canopy, there's an internal rib that's internal. What he's done, he's actually made the clear part as the glazing. So the actual external frame of the canopy is the grey plastic, and the clear part is the clear. So you end up with this edge that you have to glue and make it invisible. So what I suggested was do the same. I've got this Hasegawa kit here. I've just had a look at this, and they've done exactly what I've suggested, and they've made the internal frame like this, and then the actual clear part goes over it. So the actual external frame is molded on the clear part, so you mask the clear and paint it. You see, you imagine Moss trying to glue a clear part into a frame when the edge of the clear part is the edge that you're going to see.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I suggested was make it go. I hadn't even looked at the Hasegawa kit and taken it in. That's what I suggested, and he said if they can change the tooling, they will, because he thought it was a great idea.
Looking at the tooling.
Yeah, I suppose.
You won't
Depends
see it.
how far down the line it is, doesn't it?
We'll see it if you've got an image of the clear parts.
There isn't no clear parts though. It's just showing you. That's the only bit we've got is that top right hand corner there.
Can you zoom right in on that, Moss?
I can't. What I can try and do is save the image.
And then if we see an edge there underneath it, we'll see they haven't changed it.
It's an interesting point that Nigel brings up there. The fact that, I mentioned Academy, Nigel's just mentioned Hasegawa, that they've done the same. So have Revell not done the research and looked at other manufacturers' kits before they actually taught this? That's kind of a bit shocking.
When I see things like this, I think, why? I mean, Meng did it with their little ME163. Why?
Yeah.
It's nigh on impossible, whatever glue you use, to hide the seam. It's still the same. You can see the recess there where the clear part's.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clear part will go over the top of that, won't it? Because the inside of the frame is on the inside of the ribbon.
But then you've got to hide that chrome edge on the clear part. You get that chrome edge when you look at clear. And what I do is put black magic mark around it, but then you're going to get a black line.
Yeah.
It's just, come on, guys, think what you're doing.
So what does it look like on the real aircraft from the outside?
It's a clear part with a metal frame around it, or a composite frame.
Can you see the frame through the canopy top?
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, you wouldn't need to hide it because it should be visible.
Only that internal rib. You can't at the edge, John. No. Because it's all bonded.
Yeah.
Any edges, like Nigel says, it's for the F35. It's especially true. I mean, the ME163, whilst it's absolutely valid what Nigel's saying, you can think, well, it's World War II, it's plexiglass. That's not the case here. You can't have any sort of edge on an F-35, otherwise it would light up like a Christmas tree on radar.
Yeah, it would.
Yes, especially the 163, because the pilots used to get melted, but...
Yeah. A bit of an edge would be
aircraft
useful.
3 flights.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how clear you can see it, but if you look at that image there, head on of an F-35.
Yeah.
I mean, look how clean that edge is. You ain't going to get. You cannot glue that clear part on like that.
No.
Yeah.
You'd have to fit it and sand it and then polish it back up, which would be a nightmare.
But you've still got the.
You're and you still get the bit inside, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
And you've got like the likes of Tamiya and Airfix with the Gannet. They're moving away from all this gluing the clear part. They're adding the like Airfix with their Tamiya with their 132nd P51 and the Spitfire. They've got half the bloody fuselage as part of the windscreen, so you don't have to glue the clear. I swear these people think, oh yeah, that's for kids. It's not. It's because it's possible to hide the edge.
It's just making the job of people like you, Nigel, a little bit easier, isn't it? Doing it like that.
People like me.
Yeah, people who go the extra edge to try and get the correct finish. A lot of modelers, and I've said this on my channel, a lot of modelers just build out the box. They're not really that bothered. But there is an element and an elite modeler out there like
building out of the box or not. When you've got something as like in your face as a great big canopy on what is basically a lump of grey, you know, you want the best chance of getting a perfect edge around there, and the best to mask it and paint it, not have to glue it.
Yeah, true.
You know,
I think we were talking about this, Nigel, with that Spitfire starter set when I sent it to you.
Yeah.
The glorious thing is that there's and including the lifeboat, the Shannon lifeboat, it's all designed so the minimum of glue or cement gets anywhere near the edge of those parts, and we see it now coming through, you know, in all the other kits. But this is the thing about Revell, is that if that's the case, then I know they're offering all these added bits, but what will put somebody off that would be all that canopy. Isn't it? You know, or we'll give you this and we'll give you these extra parts for it. But if the canopy, which is a big part of looking at a model where you can see a mistake or whatever, do you know what I mean? That's a big thing. So you can, I suppose you could say, in you know, oh, you could build the, like you said, the Hasegawa version, because it's going to be a crisp line around, isn't it? Well, that Revell one, it's going to be, you know, you're going to have to work hard to get that edge hidden, if you know what I mean.
If John built this Hasegawa kit and he had the canopy shut, he would go around with his brush and he would brush paint around there, and he's got a nice line to work to, and he would have a perfect line between the clear and the dark.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't care how good you are, what you could be the best modeler in the world. If that edge of that canopy is exactly where the edge of the clear meets the frame, there ain't no way on this earth you're going to hide it.
No.
No way.
No, the only way to actually do it would be to carve off that lip.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
Which
Well,
is
also, the other thing, the real thing doesn't have that lip round the inside.
Yeah.
No.
And the other thing is, if you glue that clear part on, and then put some liquid cement around it, it's going to capillary up, and straight away you've got a X on your hands.
Yeah,
Same as that on the back of a Lancaster. Ask me how I know.
Yes.
So you're going to have to use acrylic glue.
I understand what you're saying now, Nigel. You're on about the lip rim around the inside of the frame, aren't you?
It's not just that, it's the actual edge as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think before I actually attempted that type of canopy, I think I'd have a look at some.
I'll tell you what, I think Airfix 172nd Belvedere.
Oh, wonderful.
In 2 parts. Hide the seam.
I'm the
Probably
one
got 2nd scale Liberator turrets. They got a seam across the turrets. You cannot hide seams in clear parts. It is impossible.
No, you can't.
It's absolutely impossible.
Although with the HE111, it's made a little bit easier with the Airfix kit because there is actually a frame runner.
That's right, same with the Revell. Yeah. And if you paint the edges with, what I always do is paint the edges with magic marker on all my clear parts, and then you don't get that chrome line that you see.
No, you don't. That horrible cloud. Yeah.
It's not a cloud. It's if you look at a clear part before you glue it, it looks like the edge is chromed. But sometimes if you've got a window going into a, you know, often a window going in a fuselage has a flange around the back of it.
Yeah, yeah.
When you look at the window sideways, you see this chromed edge. There you go. You ain't going to get that perfect to join when you're joining the grey plastic.
Christ, yeah, I see what you mean.
No, because the canopy is actually bonded by the looks of it.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like it's glued to the frame, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the actual rear section of the canopy butts against that frame rib. So your issue is really going to be with the canopy shield, isn't it? Unless the canopy's in one part. Without seeing it, we don't know.
What's the Airfix one like, Moss?
It's not too bad. Me and Alex have built the Lightning. I've got mine here. Hang on, let me just go and get it.
It's a single piece.
Yeah.
It's like
with no glue.
Tamiya have done the same. Tamiya have got the, I can't see on a tiny picture, but they've actually got the clear part with the frame molded on. So you just mask it and paint it. And then you get what you've got in the picture there.
Yeah.
Like Alex said, I can't.
Can you buy paint? Can you buy paint to give that golding effect on the canopy? I think you can, can't you?
Funnily enough, I've got the golding. Yes, you can.
I think actually, is it Hasegawa kit, Nigel? I can't remember. But some of the Japanese kits, I think it's Hasegawa, it might be Academy, supply 2 versions of the canopy. One is like a slightly smoked golden one, and one is a clear one, depending on how you want to build it.
Can you put me on full screen, Moss?
So I'm just looking at this canopy here. This is one piece. That's the canopy there, so you can see how it's all put together. Like, you know, I thought it was quite a good picture. That Hobby Time, she sent it to me. Bless him.
No, they're bonded in there because
the glass looks thick, but not just in those. Can you see? I can see just there. There is black there. She could probably get away with it being black on that edge. Can you not?
That looks to me like an anti-fog. It looks like it's air vents, something to get air onto there.
Yeah.
But at 1/72nd, you could
reenact.
But at 1/72nd, you could if you at 1/72nd, you could paint that black, and it would look like a vent, wouldn't it? At 1/72nd,
that is the thickness of the canopy. That isn't vertical. That's in the X plane.
I think the canopy's only about that thick.
Alex, is your microphone switched on? Because you're very like, what's it called? Soft when you speak.
Oh. Where is my microphone?
He's sat on it.
Alex.
I moved it onto the floor earlier. I don't know why.
That's better.
Sorry about that. Trying to get more resonance in your voice, weren't you?
User error.
Yeah. Let's go to Nige. Yeah, I'll show you layout there, Nige.
Yeah, that's the Tamiya 148 that you can see there if I put it.
Yeah.
This one's clear and this one's smoked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Typical Tamiya. They think of everything.
Just going on this is one that I just knocked together in an evening. Basically, I can see the canopy there on the. Come on, focus, you bugger. Focus. You bastard.
He doesn't want to.
Doesn't want to focus. But anyway, it's just the canopy, and you paint around it. You mask it up, and you paint around it. There you go.
Yeah, that's where it's coming in.
So Airfix have done it. Hasegawa have done it. Tamiya have done it. Academy have done it. But Revell decided to get different.
Yeah.
Revell went old school.
Those weirdos.
Yeah.
Apparently, that gold line you can see is a detonating cord that blows the canopy apart.
Huh.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is that squiggly thing on the glass?
Looked like it.
On that one, it went round the edge, John, rather than over the top.
Oh, so the canopy glass has this. It's geometric, but it's not. It sort of undulates back and forth, and it's on the top. What is that? I thought that was the detonation thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hand off, John.
If the canopy doesn't explode, it kills the pilot basically.
It comes off, right?
Yeah. That's what happened to Red Arrow's pilot, wasn't it? He ejected and the canopy didn't explode. The canopy broke his neck. Yeah. And a Harrier that happened to as well once.
Yes, Harrier, GR5.
GR7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it a 5? Can't remember now.
I've got a picture of it somewhere. Hold on a minute.
But anyway, so we've kind of ripped it down a bit. This Lightning that they obviously they feel that they have to release one because now because the Revell was a predominantly German market, they need to have one in their range. It would be like us saying that we wouldn't have the Eurofighter in the Airfix range because they need one because the Royal Air Force have Eurofighters.
I know what, Moss. You're waiting for the Mr. Kit one, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Craft.
Mr. Craft.
You want the Mr. Craft kit? Oh, incidentally, I'm building that Iskra by Mr. Craft, and you're right, Moss. It's not that bad.
It's not. It's all right.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. One that's a Revell canopy is one part. There was a picture on another channel.
All right.
No, it's not one part.
It would be better if it was two.
The Revell the canopy is one part, but it sits on top of the frame.
On the frame.
And it needs to go over the frame so that we can mask and paint the edge.
Right.
Like this one and that one and the other.
Yeah.
I mean, what Nigel is saying about the like you can't bond the edge and things. The F35, to give you an idea of how correct that is, each F35's canopy is optically matched to its individual airframe. So you can't, on an actual F35, you can't take one, a generic canopy. It's perfectly optically matched to the aircraft. So there is nothing. It's one piece. It's bonded. There is absolutely no gap anywhere on that. So what Nigel's saying, it's not even that, there is a small lip or anything there. There should be absolutely nothing. Because if you go on the big one, if it is, the one-to-one version, there is nothing. And you've got 72 times less than that. It's still nothing.
I wonder why it said, and did you notice in that picture there was a stencil there that said, do not cut within 3 inches of frame. I wonder why that was.
No idea.
When you think of the old Russian aircraft with the great big inch thick pink bloody band around them to hold them in, the things have changed a bit, haven't they?
They have indeed.
If you look at the old F-15, the MiG-15, the inside of the canopy, where you got these like big, they're not even like rivets, almost like bolts.
Yeah.
It was a bit industrial, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just out of asking, the F-35, the F-35, the Lightning II, how long has it been in production for?
In production?
5 years. Is it 5 years, Nigel?
I've worked on the engine and I left Rolls-Royce in 2004.
Really?
So 20 years, roughly.
Well, just wondering.
That would have been on prototypes, wouldn't it, Nigel?
Oh, God, yeah. It was, I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. But you worked at Rolls-Royce, you had to do the Secrets Act thing.
Yeah. So the introduction of it is 2015. It was introduced in 2015. So the B came out first, then the A came out a year later, and then the C came out 3 years after that. So 2015 the B, 2016 the A, which is interesting. A, B, then A, don't know, and then C came out in 2019.
Because the B had problems with landing on aircraft carriers. If they had one that the undercarriage collapsed, it came down, the ship left it on a swell, and it broke the undercarriage on the aircraft.
Really?
Yeah, that was very early days.
Yeah. So the first flight of it, as you said, Nigel, 2006 was when it first flew. It was developed on the F35.
Great big nozzle in the ass. I was working on that, and I left Rolls-Royce in 2004. So
yeah. But anyway, so 2015 they've been around. So they're knocking on 10 years, 9 year. Why is it take? They've only just started to come into the range now, haven't they? If you think about it, look at the manufacturers. Was it Tallery first?
Yeah, they did the X35, which was that won the competition in 2001, and they did the X32 and the X35 before the announcement, I think, of that that competition.
Yeah. But just saying, in the last 3 years, you've had Tamiya, Airfix, and Revell now just bringing out this.
And it's Larry.
And
Tillery,
it's Tillery brought another one out, didn't they? And that's in 172nd and in 148, wasn't it?
Tammy have done 172nd and 148th.
Yeah. Did they not?
Kitty Hawk did all three as well.
Did they? I didn't know Kitty Hawk did.
Kitty Hawk never made them. They announced them and never produced them.
I beg to differ because I picked up all three of them at the show at Gloucester.
They cancelled them then very shortly after. They're not available.
No, they did actually make them. They're on eBay for sale now. So.
Right. Okay.
But there was a guy at the Gloucester show, and he had all three of them there. I was going to buy them all, and I didn't because I know they'd get re-released.
I wonder what happened to that tooling then.
Kitty Hawk still exists. Kitty Hawk never went bust.
No, they still exist, yeah.
The owner of Kitty Hawk went off into doing figures or something, and one of his partners, business partners, friends, whatever, has just re-released the whole range, and they should be with us anytime soon.
Wow. Right. I'm just looking through now. 130. I'm only going. I don't think anyone's done a 30-second scale. Who's done? Did Tammy do a 30-second scale?
Yeah, Tammy have done one, and Trumpeter. I think.
Trumpeter did one as well, didn't they? Yeah.
Right.
I think Trumpeter have done all three.
Yes, Trumpeter one's fun. It's got lots of rivets all over it.
Just like the
Alex. It was released in 2005 or something of the X35. Wasn't it a completely inaccurate kit and nothing like it?
What, the 7-second scale one?
Yeah, the original release that Revell did it back in 2004.
Well, that was the Tillery kit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Like Revell do often.
Because there was an earlier, there was an X22 as well, and that was a right dog.
Yeah.
That was tested.
Airfix released the Black Widow and the Raptor as X aircraft. The X23 was actually a half decent kit.
So there you go. Let's go through the numbers here, right? So at the moment, going by scale mates, which isn't always the most accurate.
That's always true.
Apparently, the Kitty Hawk ones in 1/72nd scale were apparently the F35C, the A and the B. Kitty Hawk 1/72nd scale.
48.
Scale mates.
48.
No, the 72 ones were cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I thought Nigel was talking about.
Yeah,
Kitty never makes anything 72nd scale.
Kitty Hawk.
Yeah.
All right, but apparently they're cancelled.
I don't think Hawk made anything in 72nd scale. It was all 48th and 32 and 35th copy shop.
But theoretically, Nigel, if they're about to be released, Scalemates might not upload them as a release until they are. Because somebody's got to put the information on it, haven't they?
They were definitely made, all three were definitely made in 48th. You could buy them on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did announce the 72nd scale ones. They even had kit numbers and what's that.
I wonder if somebody at Kitty Hawk fucked up and put 72nd instead of 48th, and they got all the way down the line before they noticed, and they went, "Oops."
That explains it.
So right, here we go then. Hasegawa has released 2 F35s, Tamiya 2, Tillery 7, Kitty Hawk have released 4, Academy have released 2.
4?
Yeah, 4 apparently. They've released 4 different toolings of it, according to this. Academy 2, Fujimi 1, Meng released a Lightning as well. Airfix, Panda models. Okay, Revell, the future. Hobby Boss is due this one as well. Apparently, they've said they're going to announce one this year. Hobby Boss. Nigel's suggestion on the canopy.
Oh, it probably won't have a canopy.
Yeah, probably won't.
Trumpeter have
cardboard
done
box.
2.
That fucking Chinook undercarriage or something.
Cyber Hobby have done 1 version. I don't even know. I've never heard of Cyber Hobby or Orange Model. Orange Model.
I've heard of Orange Model.
Yeah, that's the only C you can get in 72nd scale. Well, it will be until the Italieri one comes out later this year. In fact, no, I think that one's already out. Maybe I've got the Cyber, the Cyber Hobby.
Yeah.
See, I never knew Cyber Hobby did planes. Learning lots tonight.
Yeah. Well, apparently Starfix do planes, but do they really?
Oh, well, they do something.
But just going through, those are the scales. I don't think there's any other scales. There's a 144 version. Fucking is that? There's a one. Fucking hell.
What?
Oh, Revell released a Lockheed Martin X35B in 1 to 144 scale.
Right. You can also get that 350th scale Moss.
Yeah.
You get
Great.
Scale 3D printed ones.
Yeah. Great War Hobby did an egg version of it. Same as Kitty Hawk did one as well.
Tourette's kicking in there.
Yeah. Kitty Hawk did an F35B Lightning as an egg plane. But that's the only other scales.
Don't you? If Tamiya have done a 48 scale F35A and B, why does Meng do one?
No idea.
It's more expensive as well. It's
Is
like,
it not? Yeah. Is it definitely a Meng tooling?
yeah.
Yep. Got one in the shop.
Is it like a toy?
No. Looks pretty decent.
Meng kits are generally very simplified, aren't they, in their construction?
Mm.
They're the total opposite of mini art, aren't they? It's quite expensive as well, isn't it, Alex?
I'm trying to think now.
Well, it is in Alex's shop.
About 159 quid up there.
No, funny enough, I something flashed up earlier from Alibaba,
Uh-huh.
and I looked on there and something was supposed to be cheap, but it was $29.99 postage, which made it more than it is over here. And they had a Meng one on it. It was £113 or something from Alibaba.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, Michael. That's a very good point.
We're talking about the Revell kit now.
Yeah, we're talking about the box, yeah.
Second scale boxes on Revell, they're not that bad, are they? It's generally the big kits that are terrible.
It's those end opening.
The end opening box, mate.
Yeah, because when you put them in your stash, they all end up on top, inside one another eventually, don't they?
Top opening boxes, especially if they're a flappy box like Hellet do, are the future.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I had an end opening box kit sent to me. I'm going to review it tomorrow. And the guy took it out of the box, folded the box up, and put it in a jiffy bag.
Really?
It's all right.
Legend.
The box is perfect. If it had come in a box, if it had come in a jiffy bag or a Jadlab bag, the box would have been crushed.
But as I was saying, going by this, scale mates, 41 different F35B, different iterations, different scales have been released. Could the Lightning II become the Spitfire? As in when it comes to being released over and over again by manufacturers?
Can I make a point about this, please, Moss? Because
no, you can't, because I want to hear what everybody else thinks first.
Yeah.
No, crack on, mate, crack on.
if you think about it, over the last 30 years, all manufacturers have done this with virtually every in-plane that's ever been in service anywhere in the world, haven't they? I mean, it happened with the S-16, it happened with the F-14, the Harrier, it happened with the Raptor, and now it's happening with the Lightning II.
The only beauty of it is, I think, is when you've got the Spitfire, you've got like 1, 2, 2A, 5, 8, 9, all the way up to 21, as we know. We've got 12, haven't we? And then it's more than 21, isn't it? It's 27.
24 Spits. 24 Spits.
35,
Yeah.
there'll always be 3. And there'll be upgrades. Like you've got so many different F-15s, but an F-15 is an F-15. Even the latest looks like an F-15, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What I'd like to know from the experts in the chat is the colours, because I once heard that when they first came out, they were dark and the ram tape painted a lighter colour grey, and now they're all the same colour. Because I've got this, sorry about this, Moss, I know you're going to hate me for this. I've got this MRP paint, which is called Have Glass, and it's a grey. And Hobby Time was talking about this earlier. You've got this special matte varnish.
Yeah.
Which has got a very, very faint metallic fleck in it, and it gives it, because there's metal balls in the paint or something in there to reflect radar. I'm wondering if they still have this because they changed colour. And is that when they got rid of this, or maybe our experts can tell us?
Anyone in the chat can answer that? I'll put the comment up on the screen. I don't know, Nige, to be honest. I don't know.
I've never met anyone who knows.
No.
I know that through the stealth technology, they've tried different types of paints, and some of them didn't work at all. I mean, the B2 Spirit, when it got wet in the rain, it shone up like a Christmas tree on the radar. And then they changed the paint, and it seems to be a lot better now.
Right. Raymond's just picked up a 1/32 scale Tiger Moth for $8.99 from Jadland. Bloody hell. That's the ICM.
Is that good kit?
Yes, it will be ICM. It'll be brilliant.
Is it?
Of course it will be. It's ICM.
No, $8.99. How did you get it for? He must have got some Jadland points tucked away or somewhere. Or some
right.
Hornby Hobby points or something tucked away somewhere like the get.
Yeah. Probably about
it can't be $8.99.
Saved up over 15 years, wasn't he?
Well, it can't be $8.99. Surely not.
So Alt92 said Have Glass have gone through continuous development. So you can build any F35 ABC from any period, and it's got Have Glass paint. Yeah, is that what you're saying, Alt92? I don't know what your name is. Sorry, mate.
I believe so.
So the F35, the US ones have been painted in the new coating, which is uniform for a while. But I think it was the Italians that first started getting the internationally produced ones with it too. So yeah, it's a uniform paint, and it has a better, or rather, it has a reduced defect.
When you say uniform, do you mean not having the light grey ram tape?
Yeah, it's like a slightly darker, complete overall colour.
That's a shame because they look so good with that ram tape in a lighter colour, don't they?
The F-35s that the RAF have got are having to be repainted because they react with salt water.
I don't know whether they're being repainted because of that or because, as Alt said, for stealth, it's a continuous program. Like they're always trying. Like Have Glass was applied to F-16s to reduce their radar cross signature. So it's a constant battle against detection and non-detection. So it may be in 10 years' time they'll get repainted by a different, slightly lighter version of the grey. So that will carry on.
What will be nice to see, because you see some B2s, don't you? I think they've got some sort of, because they've got ram tape, and you see some of them, and they are beat to shit. They look amazing. They are 50 shades of grey. And if these go the same, they're going to look amazing. Because when they're all like nice and shiny and grey, it's boring, doesn't it?
Like museum.
Well, look at the ones on carriers. F-35s on carriers. People say that you don't get weathered in modern aircraft.
Do they already?
Yeah. We had this discussion with Sully. You can imagine.
I can't imagine Sully being interested in anything being weathered, to be honest.
No. Just I'm asking though, I was under the impression that if they have this sort of paint on them, they have to keep them really clean because the dirt will get picked up, and it would if it's dirty, it softens the how well it works, if you know what I mean. So you always keep it clean.
What you mean? The radar will reflect off the mud and dirt and grime.
Yeah, does it work as well if they're dirty?
Well,
Because it is glass balls, isn't it? Am I right? It's
Yeah.
glass balls that reflect light
It
and
reflects the radar signature. Yeah, that's right.
so if it's dirty,
yeah.
it defeats the object.
Yeah.
That's
They
what
do that. They do that in the roads in America. In the hot states, they get a lot of sun. They put glass balls in the tarmac
Mm,
to reflect the sun, so the tarmac doesn't melt.
yeah.
Mm.
So that's what it was. But as I say, there's been so many releases. So in the last, let's just see how many who's released what in the last. We can go back down, can't we? Where's the? Let's do 2020 to now. So the last 4 years. The last 4 years, new tools, by the way. Trumpeter, Hobby Boss, Italeri, Tamiya, Academy, Airfix, Revell, and Kitty Hawk. But that's an egg plane, so we won't count that. That's a lot of Lightning IIs being pushed onto the market in 4 years. How many Lightning IIs do you want to build, for fuck's sake? I can understand Spitfires because they're like it's been rightly said, you know, there's bigger noses, different engines, Griffin engine, Merlin engines, lots of different schemes, different wing types, different shapes. Do you know what I mean? Different exhaust system. On a Lightning,
You got 3 options.
3 options.
I mean, you've got 3 options at the moment. Well, really, you've got 6 options because each of them can carry pylons as well, so you can have them in beast mode.
Yeah.
Do they do a 2-seat version of it yet, Alex?
No.
No.
So they do a
2-seat variant, a trainer converter.
no. There's no need for training because you've got all. I mean, you've got they do so many simulator hours now.
Yeah.
I bet flying the actual aircraft is very little different than flying the simulators. But the point I was going to make was, you mentioned F-16s before, Moss. There are over 70 different new tools of the F-16.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and that's gone. What are we on now? Block 70. And they're just going through the Have Glass program as well.
Yeah.
So there's, like you say, it's all aircraft get this treatment. So is it the new Spitfire? No, I don't think it is. I mean, it's not comparable in terms of role, of how iconic it is. Since really the late 80s, I guess, when you started getting aircraft like the Tornado, multi-role combat aircraft, which do everything. They're designed to minimize the different numbers of airframes you need. So you're getting away from that Spitfire ethos of, well, look, we need to do something quickly, so let's just shove a 60 series engine in an old 5, fuselage and make it a bit bigger, and it will work. Be better than the Football 190. That's what we had to do out of necessity. So we don't have to do that now. These aircraft take, mostly decades to develop now.
Yeah.
So you don't need all those tiny bits. You get incremental improvements, the blocks and improvements. Different air forces will have slightly different variations depending on what they're allowed to have by the manufacturing company and what they want, like indigenous missile systems and stuff. So it's little different, tiny differences. You're not getting that massive, Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.
Yeah, so that's what I'm just saying. I wasn't trying to say it's the new Spitfire. I'm just saying that will there be a point where we think, oh, not another Lightning II coming out? Because it doesn't seem to be a lot of variation in what there is already. I know Revell said we've got to bring one out because it has to be in our range. But just for instance, if, say, I don't know, Mini Art, say we're going to bring out a Lightning II, you'd be like, what? Why? Because we've got to the point now where if we... Sorry, I've finished my point. If, say, for instance, if it's like there was a lot of talk about Qatari bringing out this Spitfire.
Yeah.
And well, why? It's been done to death. Oh, we want to do it better.
Yeah.
And It's the
only 1/32 scale Spitfire Mark 1 2A out there.
Mm.
So if they did a Spitfire Mark 9 to compete with Tamiya, you'd be like, why?
Why? Yeah.
That Tamiya Spitfire is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they were going to want to build it better, Moss, why didn't they put a pilot and an engine in it?
Yeah. Well, that's their. I don't know. That's their. That's their prerogative. But my point is that are we getting to a point now where the Lightning will be? Oh, Mini are going to release the Lightning. Be like, well, why?
Well, there will be a limit, Moz, when Mr. Craft produced an F35.
They wouldn't though. They wouldn't produce one. They would just nick Academy's own tooling. If Academy redo a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a certain element of the Revell press release. I think the Revell press release is almost like a separate thing to what you're talking about, Moss, because the premise of it, we felt that it's such a ubiquitous aircraft and the German Air Force are going to get it. That is not a reason to make a model kit. That is a dumb financial reason to make a kit. You should be thinking exactly what you guys have all said. Why? Why are we going to do it? Are we going to make it better? That is a good reason. Making like Tariq, we're going to make the best, 1/32 scale Spitfire of this type that there is out there. Then there's a real reason for people to buy it because it is the best thing you can get.
What is what Airfix did?
Adding another F35 in 72nd scale to a range which already has, it's a pretty saturated market. The fact that the German Air Force is getting it, or that they don't have one in the range, they've got plenty of stuff that they don't have in their range that they just rebox somebody else's stuff for. Rebox one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very good point, Alex. How many Revell reboxes are out there of Hasegawa kits?
Yeah.
Hasegawa do a kit which is, I'm not going to say
that. You started, so you finished, Nige.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. You've got to make a point of releasing a certain kit. So, for instance, Airfix said, why are we going to bother doing a Lightning II? I know. Let's do it simplified and make it a starter set.
And it works.
Have Japan bought the F35?
Yes.
They won't. Have they?
Japanese self, the Air Force have got them.
JSDF.
Because Tamiya, I think, have probably made the best ever they'll be. But to answer your question, Moss, you kind of think, why did Tamiya do it when Kitty Hawk did it already and Italeri did it already? Well, Tamiya probably did it because Kitty Hawk and Italeri did it. Because the Italeri probably kit isn't probably very nice, and the Kitty Hawk's probably a dog to put together. But then you think, after Tamiya, men come along and produce one. Why? Yeah. Why would you produce a kit that Tamiya have done? Why? Because
there are quite a few Italeri kits that are a bit of a pig to assemble.
And they've often got quirks.
Yeah.
Panel lines.
I mean, that Gripen that Revell released was actually an Italeri release kit molding. It's not.
I haven't built this. Anybody in the chat that has can tell me. I bet that kit is 100% perfect. You built it, John.
Yeah, I
John,
bet it.
You built this.
I've never built a Lightning II.
I've not. No.
I'll have it 10 quid. I bet that kit's perfect. I bet there's absolutely
probably is.
Put a bottle of glue in the box and a pair of nippers in it and shake it and build that way.
Yeah, that's why I'm being a bit gentle. If I like that's the cockpit got together.
Yeah. So
aren't those Tamiya kits packed in Geisha's underwear so they don't get damaged in processing them?
I'll tell you, you may laugh. What Moss and I saw last week at that show, there was an order model Stern Tiger or something. And when you open the box, in the box there's a fucking captain's cap. It's a German tank commander's cap in the box as a gimmick. Proper one you could wear.
Yeah.
I think one of the royal kits from Eddard had a bit of a fighter plane in it, didn't it? Natural.
And a mug, wouldn't it?
Was it a rivet?
Here you go. Panda did a 148. Revell did a 148 Panda F35 Reeboks and the 172nd Artillery F35 Reeboks already, indeed. So why do one in average same quality? No.
I should imagine the Panda kit wasn't very good. They tend to be a bit chunky.
Yeah, they're,
Italeri kits generally, on the whole, are meh.
The F30, the Italian kits just have like massive ram tape markings, like
Do they?
massive scale. Yeah.
What's the trumpeter ram tape like? I bet that's like a scale inch thick.
So no, they only do the bigger scale ones.
Yeah.
with lots of rivets.
People like, don't they?
The Genie one is quite interesting because it's completely covered in recessed rivets.
Yeah, they're the trumpeter Typhoon wasn't it?
Typhoon as in de Havilland Typhoon. Sorry, I thought you meant Mosquito. Sorry.
Eurofighter.
So what the hell have got bloody rivets in a Mozzie for?
Oh.
Yeah, my point, Alt 92 is asking why does Tamiya, other people don't earn money if Tamiya makes a kit. I'm saying a 148 scale F35, if Tamiya's done it, why try and better it?
Yeah.
I can understand if it was Bandai, because Bandai's not easily available all over the world, is it? But
I mean, people go on about the price of Tamiya kits, especially the large ones, but in my opinion, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, but that is, I mean, it's a valid reason, right? If I'm making a 148 scale, F35, A, B, or C, whatever, all three, and I can do it for 2/3 of the price, and I can make it as 90% as good, then I've got a reason to go to market. I can expect that I might be able to take some market share. From a modelling point of view, that's not particularly a reason. But if you're on a limited budget, a 148 scale one, can't afford it to me, but that's where you price for your market. Our Revell, so the average price for an F35 is around £30 plus or minus.
it's 72nd scale.
In 72nd scale, yeah. So is the Revell one going to be like 25? I don't think so.
Depends if it's got.
It'd probably be tongue in cheek. Be £99, but you get a free book with it. Right? Yeah, a free book, and Luke will deliver it to you personally. Tongue in cheek.
The book will have 6 pages in it because that hasn't done anything operationally yet, has it?
It hasn't. It's not a proven plane, is it?
No.
What, the F-35?
It's not a proven plane.
It's not a proven combat platform.
Its first combat mission was in 2019. The Israelis used them. It is a proven combat platform.
Yeah,
they do?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Ask Hamas what they think of it.
Yeah.
Using them.
But then, listen,
In fact, there's a question. Is that the first Israeli aircraft to not be in their beautiful camo scheme?
Probably, yeah.
That lovely green.
That would be a nice what if, wouldn't it? An F-35 in proper Israeli camo.
Yeah.
That would look good.
The only thing I'll say is, I take your point with that. Yeah, Israel, but like I said, I don't know. It's not been, to me, it's proven would have been. There'd be a lot more involved when it being proven operational. That's what I'm trying to get at. If you look at back through all the other planes, they made their point in history. I don't think the F-35B isn't historic, really, is it?
It's not like a platform like the A-10.
No.
Oh, now you're talking.
Several pages about the F-35 book will probably be written tonight.
Yeah.
That's a good point John makes there. It's like the A-10, Tamiya did it. It was all right. Hobby Boss did it.
2 seconds.
Then Academy did it. And it was like, yeah, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Now Hobby have come out and everyone's like, oh, fuck the Academy.
I thought that Academy kit was great. I really enjoyed that A-10.
I built the 76
is
kit. All right.
It's even better.
the only problem with that I can see visually with that Academy kit is the intakes are too shallow.
That's correct.
The engine fan detail is crap, and the engines are actually the wrong shape. They don't flow into the fuselage like they should. But I mean, as a model kit, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Somebody's done resin intakes for it, haven't they? That's that cured. Again, you see, it's like Alex said, that Academy is about 60 quid, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't cheap.
But the Great Wall Hobby is about 90 quid. So,
yeah, I mean, if you look at where models have gone, we're very lucky today, right? We have that spread. You can choose to spend really what you want to on a kit within a certain, range, reasonable expectations. You can go for the cheaper model and then go aftermarket. You can go for like one which is like 100 quid or more. So
yeah, I had 3 the fans, so I could set them back in the nacelles. So that was. But
the trouble is there. By the time you've paid for them and bought the kit, you're up to Great Wall Hobby price. But in your defense, then the Great Wall Hobby kit wasn't available. So.
That's correct.
I must go and watch your. Did you do a video build of that, John?
I did.
I'm gonna have to go
Like
watch
last year, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have looked at that as well.
Absolutely love them.
Just an interesting point before we move on to the next thing about the F-35. America are the first country to put what's classed as a security key code into the aircraft so that you can't attack America with them.
Oh, right.
When you get in
I just reminded of the Wrath of Khan now.
when you get in it in the morning, you have to type in
During the security code,
Yeah, otherwise you can't start it up.
little back door.
And it's changed every single day.
Oh,
So John Alec, you're safe.
You look at the potential operators or cancellations. Republic of China, they America said, "Fuck off! You ain't having our plane." They cancelled it.
They stole the plans and made one anyway, didn't they?
Exactly. Yeah.
And they still messed up by building the J-21.
Yeah.
Did you hear about their latest nuclear submarine?
Yeah, it sank.
They were installing all the electronic gear and it fucking sank in the dock. All out on board.
Oh, but nobody died.
I watched a video once about the Chinese Navy compared to the US Navy, and it was really class because they just said the Chinese Navy might be building more ships than America, but none of them know how to sail them.
Yeah, that's it. Turkey wanted some, they were cancelled. Thailand wanted 8, which is interesting because the idea is that when they wanted to replace the F-16s, allegedly, and they said, well, we don't do the parts anymore, but we can give you F-35s, and America said, you ain't having them, pals. You're not having them.
What about are they getting them?
Who?
Saudi.
United Arabs were told to fuck off as well, basically.
Well,
Biden said no. They wanted 50 of them. And it says here in 2021, Biden suspended all sales to United Arab Emirates. On the 4th of September 2024, the senior UAE official said that the United Arab Emirates do not expect to resume talks with the US about the F-35s. They're buying Chinese ones instead with TikTok money, apparently. So, but you look at the people that have got them. Fair play. Australia have got 63. Belgium have got 1. They give them Belgium 1. All right, they can have 1.
China's
that'll be effective.
Canada's got 88. Denmark have got 10, with another 27 in the pipeline.
The Canadian ones don't have weapons, Moss.
Yeah.
Pardon? Yeah. Finland have got
just going to give them
4.
to China anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that because they're offensive, Alex? Or are they not diverse enough?
Yeah, it would be.
Not diverse enough or too offensive for Trudeau.
See, Finland have got 64 on order. German Air Force have got 35, with another 10 more. So they're only just coming in this year. Greece have got 20.
So Finland have twice as many as Germany.
Yeah. But Well, no. They've ordered 64, but they want to replace the FA-18 Hornets, which has surprised me because I thought the Hornet had another 35-year life on them.
That's the
Might be
E's.
the variant. That'll be the E's and F's, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is
And
it?
it's,
Right.
it's
Okay.
a fourth generation aircraft, so
Yeah.
Greece have got 20 on order, with another 20 that come in 2028. Israeli have got 39, with another 50. No, actually, they've ordered 75 of them. So, yeah.
War is
Do they
big.
come with pages? I wonder. You know what I mean?
Israel must be the best defended country on the planet.
Do you know? I've got a friend, a religious man, right? I love the guy. He loves Jesus, right? He said you'll never be able to bomb Israel. You'll never be able to bomb it from the air because there's so many birds. You can't fly over it. There's so many birds in the air there. There's no way of flying and attacking Israel from the air. You can with rockets and stuff, but plane you can't drive your plane and bomb. You can't do that because there's too many birds.
How do they fly into Israel, like airliners?
No, but when you bomb from a height, don't you? When you're coming into land, don't you? You're coming low. But apparently, over Jerusalem,
you get a couple of F35s each side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but apparently, he was telling me
would have seen coming, would they?
Yeah.
War is big business.
Netherlands.
Flying over Israel. They said, "What the hell was that?"
South Korea have got 40 of those F-35s with another 25 ordered as well.
Good.
So but then it goes to me is that the Royal Air Force, Royal Navy, 34, 35 B.
Surprises me.
Operation.
With 35 have received, with 30 in the UK after one loss of the aircraft in 2021, and the other 3 are in the US where they're used for testing and training. 42 originally intended to be fast tracked, a total of 48 ordered, and a total of 138 were planned. 138.
Wow.
And then Labour got in, and now we've got 2. So, yeah. So they would acquire another 74, but they still haven't committed to the original plan of 138. So they would have but as I said, the United States Air Force have got 302 with 1,763 planned.
Bloody hell.
So yeah, that's it. Czech Republic have ordered a couple, but they've not gone through. So they're building these F-35Bs quicker than normal planes, aren't they? To get all them out.
Can you see from the number there from the American ones?
Yeah.
What is the ratio? What is the split between A, B, T? I bet they've got more. I bet they've got like 50% A's, 20% B's, or even 10% B's, and 40% C's.
Which one is the variable?
The United States Air Force apparently only run the A's, and they've got 302 of them. The United States Marine Corps have got 112.
Bloody hell!
F-35B/C. That's what they're saying.
Right.
And then the United States Army have got 30 of the F-35Cs. So combined, there's nearly 500 there already, and
the Army's got C's.
Yeah.
The Marine.
It's a carrier-based plane.
United States Navy. 30 delivered of the F-35Cs. No, Navy.
I say because the US Army only fly rotary wing, don't they?
That's what I'm sure he said. Army.
So we're replacing Sea Harrier, Harrier, and Jaguar with that aircraft, aren't we?
No, we're not replacing them. We got rid of them ages ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, because we had 2 aircraft carriers for 3 years without any bloody aircraft on them.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh no, actually, the only fixed wing jet we had was a Seahawk. of the Royal Navy.
Well, they can put a Typhoon 1B on it now.
Interesting. UK F78 on all the it's so is any so how many FA18s are we running then in this country then? We must quite a few of them.
In this country, we never bought the Hornet.
You never bought the Hornet?
No.
I don't know if we've got. I know we've got F15s up at Lakenheath. Have we got F18s as well?
No.
No F18s.
No.
They brought some F22s in a few weeks ago, and on their way to go and quieten a ran down.
I think they run A10s, B52s, B1Bs.
The bone.
John was going to check on his F35.
Lakenheath doesn't run B52s.
No, but they stage them from Fairford, don't they?
Yeah.
That's my bad. I was thinking of there's Australia that's got the FA18s in it. Sorry, not us. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, because they got the F11s.
And he's checking on his Titan too as well.
Am I right in thinking all those aircraft at Lakenheath, they're all US Air Force, aren't they? They're not.
It's a leased base from Britain.
Right, same as Fairford, yeah.
Fairford is, and Bentwaters used to be, but I don't know if it's still holding now.
The FA18 Hornet, the ABCD, right?
Yeah.
Over the service life from 1974 to 1997, over 1,480 were built.
Yeah.
Where does the Eurofighter stand in all this with the against the F-35B there, the F-35 now?
Just about to say, Mott, how many Typhoons have we built?
Yeah.
Eurofighters.
Aren't we
the Eurofighter is basically now classed as a legacy platform. It's out of date.
Yeah, it is. It's a
you know why that is? Because it was planned to enter service in, say, 1996, and it actually entered service in 2012 or something.
I mean, Airfix.
The Eurofighter will absolutely rip the arse off an F-35 in a dogfight.
Yeah, it would.
But the problem is, a Eurofighter would never get to a dogfight with F-35. It would have been destroyed 90 miles away.
Yeah. So. To be fair, the Royal Air Force ordered 160, and they have 137. Well, 137 of them have only 102 in service. So there's not that many, to be honest. But
they're only on 3 bases, aren't
they? Conisbee, Lossiemouth, and Mount Pleasant.
And they're at Leeming.
They're actually only in 2. Most of them are in Falkland Islands. So
2 squadrons at Leeming, just down the road from me.
Not that many, to be honest. I wonder how many were built then, altogether then.
They still pack a punch, don't you? I know when the Russians come over with their Blackbirds.
Oh, yeah.
Black Swans. They're up there. They were up. I could see them from here. I think it was last summer. It was incredible to watch. There was something up there that they weren't happy about. They were like bloody seagulls in the sky. There's 2 Typhoons. It was amazing. I couldn't hear them. They were too far away, but it was a beautiful, clear evening. Could watch them on the radar.
The Eurofighter is a fantastic aircraft. I mean, the thing is that the F-35, and a lot of reason why I think it's not liked particularly is, it's a great technology platform, but that's kind of what it is, right? It's not I mean, again, to use the Spitfire analogy, right? The F-22 is more like a Spitfire. Yeah, it's a pure interceptor. Pilots love it. It can do things that no other aircraft in the world can do. The F-35 is it's like an aircraft designed by a corporation. Yeah, it'll do everything efficiently, but it's not cool.
It's not a pilot's plane, is it?
It's not a pilot's plane. No.
No.
But its capabilities are fantastic.
It's an instrument. Yeah.
I see the F35 like a Bradley, and an F-22 is like an M1 Abrams.
Shout
No,
that.
the F35 is like a P1154.
Yeah.
So in their 30 years of building this Eurofighter, only 600 have been made. It's not many, is it? 20 a year. That's it, 20 a year. Whereas they're banging out them F-35s.
Oh God.
20 a month.
Yeah, I would say about 20 a month.
I'm just trying to think, because I've said it loads of times. I finished machining the combustion chambers for the first 2 EJ200s for the Eurofighter, and that must have been 1992.
Wow.
Sorry, did you say 1892 or 1992?
I'm old.
1892.
Yeah. 1892, this house was built.
Yeah.
By Nigel.
Yeah. The same sort of that means
Nigel's dead.
It must have been about 92, even before then. Because the
I
first
would say, James, if Nigel built your house, it'll be right angles, it'll be perfect, it'll be spot on.
That's true.
And you wouldn't be able to see the joins and the bricks.
No,
I didn't build that house. I can say that for sure. It's finished.
Yeah. Do you know, according to RAF pilots, the last pure pilot's jet aircraft that was built for the RAF was
Lightning.
the Hawk.
The Hawk.
Hawk is the only aircraft. After the Hawk, everything was fly-by-wire.
Really?
well, and consortiums, really, if you think. I mean,
Yeah, well, the Hawk was
that's
Sibley, wasn't it?
European consortiums. I guess they're here in the States too. Lockheed and Boeing and
How
it's
many
all
companies Boeing over now?
Boeing, John Parker, wait. John was speaking, so you like him, John?
Yeah.
Say what you said again. You had Boeing and Lockheed.
Oh, it was just here we have, it used to be like one major company would build an airplane, and now I think there's a prime contractor, and a lot of the subsystems are subcontracted, just like sort of you guys have been doing for a while now. The European consortiums, pretty much, it's all like the Lockheed Martin. If it says that, trust me, there's a lot of other companies involved, Raytheon and that kind of thing. Yeah.
See, that was the downfall of Boeing, though, John. If you watch all the documentaries, the downfall of Boeing is the fact they started shipping everything out to different places.
Yeah, their quality control.
Yeah, if you look at there's a video up the other week. I wish I kept it. I was going to keep it, and I like a short, and they showed you like the inside, all the wiring and all the pipe work.
Yeah,
of an Airbus,
say that,
and it was pristine. And then you look at the Boeing 737, and it was like jack of shit, like everything, all the pipe work was everywhere. The Airbus are very clever because they say, right, Airbus is a European thing, and they say, right, we're going to make our wings at this particular plant that's owned by Airbus. We're going to make this part of the cockpit, this part of in Europe. So even in the UK, there's bits that have all built, and then all goes into one area, then built, isn't it? That's how it works.
Yeah, it goes to Toulouse, doesn't it?
But the companies are all owned. Yeah. Even if it says an independent company, say for instance they got like a manufacturer to do the nuts and the bolts, they would have invested money into that company, so the machinery in that company is owned by Airbus. I think that's how it works.
Well, and importantly, they'll use all the same quality control metrics, and systems, and that kind of specifications. Whereas if you're subcontracting, you can specify what you want, but the subcontracted company produces it however they want to that specification. That's quite a big difference.
Okay. I do know for a fact that Airbus do subcontract a lot of their work out to GKN.
I wonder if they have inspectors that go in.
They will do.
No, they have them. They basically have a standard to which all their inspectors have to meet that standard to inspect any of the parts for Airbus. It's like in heat treatment, you had to do a qualification for Airbus and for Boeing and for Westland.
Yeah, because if you look at the 737 Max, when they actually went to that and looked, the actual Boeing people came in and started looking at it, all the independent inspectors, they just weren't doing what they were supposed to do.
Disgusting. It was
They
absolutely.
just weren't actually doing the QC stuff. They were just basically
I just could not believe what I was hearing.
I'm not a fan of.
GKN will have their own fantastic inspectors, and nothing will get by. And then when whatever it is they make gets to Airbus, I'll bet they go through with a fine-tooth comb again.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's Airbus's name that's in the shit, not GKN. And Boeing should have thought the same. It's just this all the time. It's fucking money.
Well, that was the thing.
Yeah, but it comes back to bite them in the end, doesn't it? It's a bit like
because they've just had to buy the company now, haven't they?
Yeah.
That company that they subcontracted those fuselage sections to, they've bought them to try and win back some faith.
Yeah, and then they've got to go through that company, basically restructure the entire thing. Get the quality metrics. It's going to cost them, if they'd just built the factory to start with, or subcontracted to somebody who did it to their specification, it would have cost them half as much.
Yeah,
My ass is always switchy on a Boeing, not an Airbus.
yeah.
I'd happily
an Airbus and a Boeing.
Have they stopped production of the 737 temporarily?
Mm-hmm.
I think they have. haven't they?
No, I don't think they have.
Yeah, it was on the news. the other day.
Yeah, they're constantly finding issues with it.
Yeah, but isn't it only the 800 and that? They're probably still
No, I
doing.
think it's the whole range because they're all built to the same mods, aren't they?
Yeah.
So until they iron out those mods, they've ceased production temporarily.
I could be wrong as well, but I think that's the case. Yeah, that there are issues that are inherent.
700 and the 800 are completely different aircraft. The 800 is fly-by-wire. The 700 isn't.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, the 800 is fly-by-wire, but the Max is fly-by-wire as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of my followers, Riley, she's a pilot and she flies 737s all over America.
Oh, wow.
And she explained to me, she said, the 700 is like a Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
The 800 is like a Cadillac. She said, when I get a route of an 800, it's like, ugh, boring.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She says, like, every move you make in a 700, the plane responds. The 800, you're telling the computer to do something.
Yeah, so it's like we were talking before. It's a pilot's aircraft, isn't it, rather than something you sit in and it flies itself. Yeah.
You're telling a computer to do something.
I mean, that's what led to the crash at Paris, isn't it, with the A300?
Yep.
It's the fact that somebody tried to fly the aircraft and they put it in landing mode and takeoff. And it just landed itself in the bloody trees.
There's lots of I like watching air disaster. And there's a lot on there. And 9 times out of 10 it's the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to say that I'm scared. I have a real fear of flying, and whenever I go on, when I see a plane and it goes Airbus, I'm relaxed. On a Boeing, my ass is twitching.
Yeah,
I'm with you there, Moss. Definitely.
My ass is twitching.
I would recommend Moss watching a channel called Mentor Pilot.
Yeah.
And if you've seen him, Nigel, he goes through disasters and stuff, but he shows what came out of it, and the learnings and how safety improved and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He does it to help, nervous flyers and things. It's really good.
Oh yeah, no. I read a book, and I'm better at flying now, but I've just got that in the back of my mind. Boeing, you bunch of cunts. That sort of, that's me. There's no way that they should have allowed that upgrade on those engines on that plane. It should never been allowed. Oh, we'll put another sensor in. Fuck off. And the thing is, the guy that signed it off from the FAA become a board member of Boeing within a year of him signing off. That mod was allowed, and that that shows lack of faith in the FFA or FAA.
Was his name Keir Starmer?
No,
Totally.
no.
Because he actually signed off on something like
No, I read a book years ago called Black Box Thinking, and in the air trade, in flights and all this commercial, not when it comes to aerospace, there is no blame. If there's an issue, that you tell everybody, this is what happened, this is what I did, let's find a workaround. If they put that into hospitals, we would see the death rate drop.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, they one hospital in America that said that there's no blame now. If we get sued, we get sued. Let's be honest and open, honest. And one woman was dying on the operating table. They couldn't swallow her heart rate, and the person they realised, somebody in the room said, "I think she's got an allergy to latex." So they scrubbed up, changed gloves, and it disappeared. That woman was the anaesthetist, and then they said the anaesthetist now is the person who is God in that operating room. Now the anaesthetist will say we can carry on or not. They changed the whole hierarchy of the operating table because that's what they did. But this book's called Black Box Thinking, and it even goes back in the days when they were crushing the Spitfires. Because the lever for the undercarriage was the same lever as the flaps, and they kept crashing because they keep catching the wrong lever. Yeah. So what they did was they changed the lever to a round one to make it look like a wheel for the undercarriage, and a T one for the flaps. So then they wouldn't get it wrong in flight. Yeah. But because they were open and honest about where they were going wrong, and there's no blame. It's like that bloke who crashed that plane. The Sully thing, that was close. That was because they started to blame him. Yeah, they did. And that isn't the answer.
No, he completely saved everybody's life.
Yeah, but they tried to put the blame on him, and that's why pilots.
That was the insurance company, wasn't it, Moss?
Yeah, but if you start blaming the pilots will start saying, "Well, it wasn't me," and you don't want that in flight. No. If they do that in hospitals now, it would make it. The doctors say, "Look, we made a mistake. We put the pipe down the wrong hole, or we cut the wrong leg off. Let's find a way that it doesn't happen again and save more lives." But until we get rid of the no blame, no claim culture, that won't happen in hospitals. I'm afraid.
The difference is, though, Moss, the analogy you gave was the Spitfire, and it's a simple thing. Change the shape of the knob on the end of the lever. These days, that would have to be signed off by about 750 official people.
Right, bureaucrats.
And the design would have to pass 60 years of testing, and the material would have to be made in a diverse country. And for God's sake!
Oh, yeah. And the knobs mod would have to go away and be designed.
Yeah. I mean, have you heard
the latest? It's just crazy, isn't it?
Have you heard the latest now? Because we want to be green, we stopped using a certain material for wiring looms in cars, and we've started using a material which is mainly based on soya. So what's happening now, wiring looms in cars in city areas are being attacked by rats. They're getting under the car and chewing the wiring looms.
Yeah.
Because we would be green and not use the vinyl materials in our wiring looms. So
I think,
it's just pathetic.
I'll just say one thing. I don't think America is going to be the first person to put a woman on the moon. I think India or China will be, because they're so over-regulated in America now. I think the China will say, let's put somebody up there. Let's get a woman on the moon. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. But in America,
I'm not even sure it'll be that. It's because America are relying on SpaceX to try and get them. Trying to get something into orbit without blowing up.
That Artemis, that was
regulating SpaceX now. It's completely ridiculous. Yeah.
I think it's too much.
Artemis wasn't it?
Yes.
What's that, Nigel?
Artemis 1 was NASA, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Boeing and everyone. I think.
Oh, yeah.
It was all
Was it a-
together.
It amazed me. Do you remember that launch was cancelled about 3 or 4 times because they couldn't seal the tubes or something for the fuel delivery?
Mm.
And you think Saturn V was the 60s.
Yeah.
And they didn't cancel launches like that. And it was 10 times bigger. And it was going to the moon.
Yeah.
And then they flew another one a few weeks after, didn't they? What are we waiting for now then?
I'm just trying to think what that Chinese astronaut lass is going to be called.
Yeah. That's the point.
Who's got Private Air as a subscriber on their channel?
No,
Not mine. Not one of mine.
Not mine.
not mine either.
You say we're being boring.
Oh, well.
Oh
I'll
well.
check it out later on.
Anyways, somebody asked a question actually, which is quite a good one. Hang on, that's that one. Was it when somebody asked us about schemes? Which one was it? Trying to find if there's a question. Oh, where did that question to? There's a question about what scheme for the Typhoon, I think it was. I can't find it now. Been up on the screen for ages.
Haven't the RAF put invasion stripes on one of them for a show or something?
On the Tornado, on the Typhoon they have, yeah.
Oh, right. I thought they don't have F35.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they will get to it at some point in the future when they've got an A-frame which has got it's got a lot of hours on it, and we've got enough to go around. But how long that will take? That's why we can do it. As modelers can step into the fray and do our silly schemes instead.
Artemis,
they fly very well and they break easily when
Good
they
clarification there. Yep. Yes, Spaceliner is Boeing.
No. David Smart's
There's my
question.
book here that's been released today.
Oh,
That's huge, Nigel.
tell us more.
Yeah, go on, Nige, crack on.
It's the new Porsche 917K Golf Edition.
It looks
700
absolutely gorgeous.
That looks
It's
just
nice, isn't it?
It's 1/8 scale, and yeah, I know it's a lot of money, but it's cheaper than the Partworks one, and it's cheaper than all the others that are available. So I'll be building it as on this Saturday. So it was released today. Finally, it's been delayed by about 2 months, I think, because of shipping.
well, that's
Can I
one
just
neat
say,
scale.
Nigel, you look quite like the one of the figures from your ornithopter.
I do, don't I? Put my hands on my knees.
I think Airfix should mould you as a pilot.
Yeah, we should
No, I
scan you.
won't let them. I hate the fucking
The helmet's included.
plastic pilots. You can stick them in your bottom.
Does that come pre-painted? Is
This-
that all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually got. If you go back and look at the review, John, they've actually cut parts off the sprues, masked them, painted them, everything, and then put them back in the bag with the sprues.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
It's, I think it's. I mean, I was given it. Very, very lucky, but I just think it's absolutely. I think it's well worth the money compared to the. I mean, £789 is a ridiculous amount of money for a model car, but it's like £400 cheaper than the part work, and there's one you can buy for £13,000.
What?
What?
You could buy an actual car for that.
No.
Got gold-plated body shell.
Well, not one of those.
You could buy a Porsche 917 in 1/8 scale for £13,000.
Oh, God.
I couldn't believe it. And that one there is £789.
So $1,000. Okay.
It's a great car, though, and that's such a good scheme, the Golf scheme.
It's in it.
I've always liked
Where are you going to put it, Nigel?
Sorry.
Where are you going to put it?
Put it in the garage.
The Lamborghini's on my coffee table. This can sit next to it, but I've got a 6-scale Mustang I'm doing, which I want to put on my coffee table. So
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to give them away, I suppose.
You'll have to see if you can find a company that produces a vending machine like they have at Mazda's car dealerships.
Right. That's a good idea.
At the car dealership, you just tap in what car you want to see, and then it gets rotated and then dropped down on the elevator, and there it is. You can have one of those on the coffee
Screen
table.
out, please, Moss.
I'm enjoying you being up there, mate, to be honest.
Wow, James Bond Goldfinger's 30 grand.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Christ, you can buy a DB5 for that.
I don't think you would, to be honest.
No,
Well, I mean, you could
buy a DB.
buy a
MOT.
very, very nice car, a real
Isn't
car.
that the one that's gold plated though?
I think it is gold plated, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a question about the mod color scheme versus blackjack. Both display schemes, Moz. I just think they asked which would be preferred. Don't know.
What's the Mog and the Blackjack?
That was the question.
Display schemes.
Are they display teams?
Yeah.
The display schemes for the Eurofighter. The blackjack one is the one. It was only done as a one-off, but people loved it so much they kept it.
Mm.
And then the other one is basically that's the one, isn't it? That's done like a World War II fighter.
Yeah, was that the one that was done in 2020?
Yeah, I think so. The blackjack one was fantastic.
Yeah, it had invasion stripes and it was green and brown, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Sluggo, no, this one didn't. This actually only came second in another race. I can't remember which race it was. This car won Le Mans, yeah. But that actual version, number one, didn't.
Oh, right.
That Gulf color scheme is just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Outlaw Paint do a brilliant orange and blue in go. Just saying. Just saying.
We got to hook up Wayne because he has the GT40 in the Gulf.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's another bugbear of mine, to be fair, right? So I'm still getting adverts and vouchers and money off for Revell Germany, and I can't buy Revell Germany from the Revell DE website anymore.
Where are you getting the vouchers from?
Right off, that is.
Where are you getting the vouchers from?
They come on the emails. They come on an email. You sign up to subscribe to them, and they'll say, "Oh, we've got an off sale on 15% off Revell kits this weekend. Click the link over there, and you can't buy." And it's like you are.
It's a bit like saying that, like, you've got a traveling salesman, door-to-door salesman, who comes to the door and says, "Oh, I'm here again this week with my selection." Oh yeah, I'll have that. Oh, I can't sell you anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't actually sell you the stuff. I'm just here to tell you about it.
Pissing me off now.
If you're eligible to buy, I'll give you 15% off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I hope 92 says the same. I have the same with Jadland. They don't ship to EU, but send me their spam. But no, it's true. Yeah, I've spoken to Luke about it, and he said that they've just stopped doing it because of Brexit and everything. So he's got to ask the question because it's. I wanted a 4GT. They do a really good 4GT. Went on the website. 35 euros. Went to buy it. I put in my address, and they go, "Your country, UK, fuck off. You're not having a chance." Yeah, so which annoyed me a bit because they said, they've got places in England they could distribute from, and yeah, it's just.
I would just say. Go on, John.
So you'd have to order that Revell kit from one of the dealers that supply it.
Yeah, but they're not giving you the deal. Like, you can't buy the book. You can't buy their release for the book or their special edition because they don't do them to businesses. They only do them if you buy direct, like Airfix do with their coins.
Weird.
So,
Out 92. I'd just like to say you want to check with Jadland because I just showed that Spitfire they sent me, which was very generous of them, and thanks to Moss. And somebody said, "I'd love to get that, but they don't ship to such and such." And I looked online, and I copied it and pasted it in the reply, and they do ship.
yeah.
Because he was saying they don't do free shipping outside of mainland UK, but they do. They do all the islands and everything. It's free shipping.
I'm up to this at the moment with mine. It's gone together sweet, no issues.
I haven't even started.
No decal for the instrument panel on this one, by the way. No decal scheme. No decal for the instrument panels. You got
detail on there
yourself. Wow.
Pardon?
Yeah, you'll have to dry brush it, Moss.
Has it got dials on there molded on?
No, yeah, you've got dials molded on, but no, there's no decal for that.
You have to paint them then, Moss.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've got the Posca pens in. So I've got me. I'm doing it.
It's one of them, Moss. Cocktail stick. They're brilliant.
Posca pen.
Painted black.
Yeah,
paint it black.
And then put a dollar per clear in all the dials, and that'll be it. Job done.
Yeah.
It should be satin black, Moss.
I've got me talking. Right, got me Red Bull decal schemes there because it's going to be a Red Bull because they've got like you've seen they got like a Corsair, haven't they? Red Bull have, and I thought why don't they do one as so it's going to be painted blue. I bought these roundels because I'm going to put the Red Bull in the middle of the roundel. So you have the roundel on there. So it's going to be blue and yellow. I have the roundel on there and have like the Red Bull symbol in the middle of the roundel. That's the idea. You know, and I've got the where's it to? This one here it is. Pennants again, brilliantly. I've got the schemes there. So it's going to have RB1 on the side of it. So that's my entry. It's going to be like a Red Bull sort of display jobby. That's what I'm planning on doing on mine. So,
have you ever thought about having MOS written on the side of it?
No, because it's Red Bull, isn't it? It's got to be a little bit like you want to have MOS on the side of it. It'll be Red Bull, wouldn't it? RB for Red Bull. I could put RB17 and like Nui on the back of it, like flying away, like you know. But yeah, that's what I've got all my bits together now. They've all come this week. I had these for a while, like to be fair. They're really good because they're designed for 1/64 scale for Matchbox and stuff. You know, for not Matchbox, the slot cars. So yeah, so that's the Red Bull ones. They're going to go. So I think the small bulls will fit nicely in the big roundels here. I think they will. I'm going to measure them up, make sure, and then put the Red Bull in the middle of the roundels instead of the red dot. So that's my vision of it. Anyway, blue and yellow, and away you go. So
yeah,
with no paint at all, no paint whatsoever.
No.
Just plastic. Yeah, just plastic.
Fair play. You could do it with Pocker. Have an orange and blue. I'll send you up the golf colours.
You could do it, yeah, golf colours. I think it'd look nice.
If anybody wants to do it in John Deere colours, I've got all the colours for John Deere, but no bastard does the model kit of a John Deere, do they?
I'll have to see if Jason will do me white, orange, and black in Man's Model Moments colours.
Yeah.
Moments orange. That's what I need.
Yeah, I have to find out from you, Moss, whether you do the Union flag red and blue.
It's Royal Oxford, isn't it? The blue we've got. Just use the RNLI red and blue. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
What colour are you doing yours, Jake?
I wouldn't do it in a Union Jack scheme.
Do you mean a Union flag scheme?
Yeah, Union flag scheme. Yeah.
You really get a Jack on a ship.
It'll be a shag fire.
You have to have some Jaguar badges down the side. Jaguar.
Jaguar.
I'm going to make mine into an egg plate.
Yeah.
Take Nigel down.
By the way, folks, what we are talking about is that Jadlam have set they basically, I think they got about 1,000 Spitfires. And they're selling them on getting everybody to build one in their own scheme. Do what you like with it, basically. But you can go on the Jadlam website, and they're half price. These Spitfire 148. It's not the one that Airfix are giving away for free. It's a totally different, different 148 version. And Jadlam got a load in, and they've been shipping them out and getting people to be part of this. And it was nice they reached out, you know. I did have a laugh. The guy said, "We enjoy Airfix and chill." even though when you have a go at us, would you like to take part and in our little challenge? And I said, well, everyone gets slapped occasionally on Airfix and Chill, even I do, you know what I mean? So it's and so that's Russ it was, and so he's giving them out. If you want to go and buy one and take part in the challenge, there are prizes. I think there's going to be even more prizes. I can't see them.
Yeah, they've put up 2 today. They say you get, if you win, free ticket to a Imperial War Museum or Yeovilton.
Really?
The other thing we forgot to mention, Moss, you buy the kit for $14.99. If you finish it and send them the 3 pictures they want, you get 1,000 Jadlan points. So there's a $5 back straight away.
Yeah.
So it costs you a tenner. So it's a $29.99 kit for a tenner.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my special psychic ability, Moss?
No.
And I'm seeing.
I'm about touching clock.
I'm not going to win one of those prizes with my Steam. I just, I've seen the future.
It'd be funny if it ended up on the website, wouldn't it? On their website.
I wonder if it will.
Oh, yeah.
Are you doing something like Jadlan sucks across the top of the wings or something?
It's going to be a man's model moment scheme.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've seen the scheme. I quite like it.
Yeah. So I'm not sure they will have.
Yeah, with the registry man up.
Was it?
Right. Anyway, folks, it's nearly 10 o'clock. I need to have a piss because I've still got toothache, lads. I'm in so much pain.
Now, you still got that.
Well, they did one tooth. They did one tooth, and then it looks like that they were both playing it. Do you know? You ever heard of mirroring? I've been looking online about it. If one tooth hurts one side, the bugger next to it will hurt, and the one below it will hurt. It's like a thing, and my side of my face is all swollen up. But they did one, cured it. But I did say to him it was the top 2 teeth were playing up, and it felt like him. So I'm going back tomorrow because I'm going to do another jobby on it. But the one thing I will say, they've brought out this because there's a training college as well I go to. They put this little bit of gel on my gum. I didn't even feel the needle go in, and the needle's the worst bit. Feel a scratch? No, it's like a punch in the bollocks, mate, when you do it. You know what I mean? But they now put this little stick in your mouth, and it numbs it. You don't even feel the needle going in now. It's brilliant.
My dentist, this little Asian lady, her name's Simi. She's tiny, and she's absolutely amazing. She says, wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes. Oh, wiggling your toes, just wiggle your toes, bang. And you're concentrating on wiggling your toes, you don't feel a thing. No. And I thought it was just me because I'm a big baby at the dentist. It scares me to death.
Yeah.
And now everybody I know that goes to zero, wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes.
But yeah, so
you know when you were at school and they used to give you a fill-in at school in the caravan. I don't know if you used to have the caravan.
Go to that school, John. Sorry.
We used to have the dentist.
You sure that was a dentist, John?
The needles are like now.
Come into the caravan.
Yeah, the caravan of love.
Yeah, they used to have a caravan, a dentist caravan, and everyone used to form a line, and they used to go in and give you the essence of clothes, drink, and inspect your teeth. And if you needed a filling or whatever, you had to have it.
You won't get that these days. You got to join the queue and wait 17 years.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
right.
One of the biggest tragedies. I know of at least 10 people that have got kids that have never seen the dentist because they can't get into an NHS dentist.
That's
They
true.
can't afford to go private.
It's absolutely disgusting.
It is.
Yeah.
When we've got certain people, I should say no more than that get their teeth checked straight away.
Yeah. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave before we go down political again. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next Monday, and have a good rest of your week. Take care now. And
See you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.